Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That would be the lovely howl of an F-15. Because talking winter with Swinter, we do cool stuff.
That's right.
That's right. Here we are on location at the Spirit of St. Louis Airport in Chesterfield, Missouri. We're having the, air show. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's makes it hard to concentrate sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, just a little bit. Yep. And right in front of us, taxiing 140 yards from us, right in front of us are two EA-18 growlers.
Yep.
Nicole, you ought to stand up and say hi. They might come over and talk to you. The two of us, no chance. You might actually pull that off.
They just waved. Pretty sure they were waving at me and not the chick standing right there.
No, they're waving at the chick. Man, look at that thing. Good night. Okay, and check it out. There's a, you see the turkey vulture just hanging out up there?
Yeah.
The turkey vulture's the honey badger of the air.
He's totally flying with them.
He's like, whatever. I don't care. You suck me into your engine, you're going to die.
You know what? That's pretty significant, though, to have that big-ass bird up there.
Right. Wow. Anyway, well, here we are talking winter with Swinter. You got me,
sir.
Ken Bogeman, Jason Duncan.
Hi.
In the back seat is Nicole.
Yo,
how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting some cool videos and pictures.
Yeah, getting videos, pictures, getting to hang out with us stud muffins.
I'm so excited.
Man, it's crazy. We get all the contact from the chicks out there like, man, you guys sound awesome.
Yeah, I'm here to tell them you're taken.
Damn right. However, not everybody on the Swinter staff is necessarily spoken for.
That's
Just
true.
saying, if you ladies are desperate and looking for a man, we can. Oh, that's not what I meant to say.
That'd be desperate.
Was that? What? I'm sorry.
No, it's like yesterday when we were talking about the series of bad decisions.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh man. Yep.
Yeah,
Here we are.
That was good.
Yeah.
So we left off previously talking about the advantages as the contractor to hiring subs, and I think now we're gonna move along to the advantages as a subcontractor of working for a good GC.
Yep, and I think you hit the nail on the head right there, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's the subcontracting experience. Wow. Yeah. That never gets old. That just never ever gets old. Anyway, it's fine. I think that the you hit the nail on the head, and that the subcontracting experience is almost entirely based upon the company that as a sub that you're working with and for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I said a good GC.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that is understanding the difference between being working for a broker and working for a general contractor.
Yeah.
Right. So if we start with that, right, your brokers out there, what they're doing is they take a contract and they're gonna let's say it's keep numbers easy. It's $100 contract, right?
Yep.
So they have that $100 contract, and they're gonna turn around and they expect you to completely perform everything on that contract for $75,
yeah,
or $50 or whatever it is, right?
$50,
And so they make that money out of the middle, right? And they do little to nothing in terms of the actual service, right? So that's brokering.
Yeah.
So let's
they don't monitor storms. They don't work storms. They don't have people on duty during storms. It's not like working for somebody like us per se, who would be there to give you any tools that you may need.
Right. So I think that did he just hang on? I'm hoping this is on purpose, folks. Yeah, we're okay. Wow. Okay. So that F-15 just went vertical, more or less right above our truck.
Just came to a complete stop in the air.
Well, yeah, and then there was a little puff of smoke out of the back of the backside of the engines, and it just hung there, just hung there for I don't know what, however long, 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Yeah, it seemed
and
like
then bam, went back to flying. But anyway, so if you're working for a broker, understand, to me, that's not necessarily subcontracting. You are the primary vendor
at that point,
and you're in charge of everything, right? So when somebody calls you and says, hey, we're looking for a subcontractor in town, and we want to potentially hire you to do this, understand that if they're brokering that to you, okay, that is a scenario where you are just making them money.
Yep.
And that that's not something where you're you have to buy your own material, you have to do your own routing, you have to do your own planning, you have to have all your own everything. You have to generally do billing. I mean, there's a lot of work that you have to do there. And at the end of the day, that broker is your customer.
Yeah.
So that's really what I want to say is at that point you are not so much a subcontractor as much as you are the primary contractor, and that company you're working for is your customer, 110%.
Absolutely.
Right. And so understanding what that means is just that, right? Whereas there are lots and lots of companies out there, not unlike ours, that we have a very large portfolio of snow work, and we have to partner with what on paper are called subcontractors, and we subcontract the work out, but we don't put you in the position where you have to make all the calls, you make all the decisions, you have to procure your material, none of that, right? So in your town, look around and look for large snow removal companies. They're going to need help. If you don't want to work for brokers anymore, there are choices out there. And so I want to get into some of the benefits of working with companies like ours. And I'm not saying us. I mean, obviously, I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, clearly. And if you're in the St. Louis area, please reach out.
Yeah,
swing by, reach out to us.
Yep. But if you're in other parts of the country, where look for companies that are going to be able to subcontract work to you. But there are things that can happen. Like, so for example, if there's companies like if you're in a town that has a company that is on the SG Advantage program, that program gives you, as the subcontractor, software to track your work, track your materials, track your crews, build routes. It's all there and it's free. You pay nothing for it. It's all covered by the company that you're working for. And we're not the only ones that do that. There's other companies out there that can provide you with software solutions. So they can also help you with, you don't have to generally write a contract. You're going to want to read theirs, make sure you understand it, but it's not something where you have to come up with that contract and draft it and put that all together. Similarly, there's other things. You don't always have to provide your own inventory, your own de-icing materials. If you are providing labor for and working for another GC, well, that could be a scenario where oh my God, there's an A10 off to the right. Where did that even come from?
I don't know. It obviously did not take off from here.
I wonder if it flew in from Leonard Wood. Oh, you know what? I mean, because I think the other runways. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's another A10. Yeah, they're using the other runway. Yeah, they've got to be coming off a 2.6 right there.
Okay.
But anyway, so the company you're working for might be able to provide you with all of the de-icing materials that you need to do the job with. And then in turn, you can say to them, hey, I do have some other accounts other than you guys. Can I buy my materials from you? And I'm sure they will happily accommodate. And so now you're able to then tack on and save a bunch of money buying your materials from the company you're working for. If the company you're working for has a good system for tracking the work, you may not need to generate your own work orders. They may be able to do that for you. You may not have to do your own time cards. They may be able to do that for you. You may not have to even create invoices. They may do that for you as well. There's you may not, you're going to want to keep an eye on the weather so you know what's going on.
Sure.
But if you're working with and working for a good company, they're going to keep you abreast of the weather. So you're going to know what's happening with the weather. You're going to know what's happening with the forecast, so you can be ahead of that, and you don't have to be the one losing sleep about it.
Yeah, and you're going to know days in advance, or at least a day in advance. You're not going to suddenly get a call from a good snow and ice management company. You're not going to get a call at 5 o'clock
right over the truck.
5 o'clock in the evening that tells you need to go to work at 9.
Right.
That's just not going to happen.
Right. You're going to get a call several days ahead of time. Man, you hear that whistle? That distinct A10 whistle? God, that's awesome. Anyway, so you get that call days ahead of time, so you can plan, you know what's going on, and it's not a surprise. Something else that generally happens that a lot of people don't really think about is when you're when you're working as a sub for a good GC, that GC is the one that takes the screaming calls from the customers.
Yep.
Right. That GC is the one that has to deal with the customers and deal with all of the rigmarole and the hassle, and all you got to do is go to work. It's something where you focus on what you are doing and you're in good shape. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah. And then it's, something else that's out there too is if you're kind of new to the business, you can get a lot of training out of those companies.
Absolutely.
Because it behooves those companies for you to be good at what you do. So if you come in and you say, hey, can you give me some training? Is there something you can help me with that? The chances are pretty good they're going to say, yeah. And so you get to come in and get trained, get some education up on you. Those are all very, very, very good things that you can gain as a subcontractor working for somebody else.
Yep. And also oftentimes, those companies will, I don't know if rotate's the right word, but every few years, they may take what little snow equipment they have. I say little, I mean, still by most standards, it's a lot, and they may switch that out and upgrade to some newer stuff. And there's an opportunity there to buy some decent used equipment, to kind of help you get up and running. Maybe you want to get a second truck up and running, but that $30,000 investment for a brand new plow and spreader just isn't quite feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and to that end too, the when you have equipment available and you have a good relationship with the general that you're working for, and you come in and say, hey, I'm thinking about outfitting another truck. Do you think you can work it?
There you go.
Okay, bam. Now that the reason why that company needs subcontractors is because they've got more work than they can handle. And so they need people that have got equipment and are ready to go. So when you come in and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a piece of equipment, well, yeah, they'll be able to work it.
Sure.
And so that's something where, again, you can buy a piece of equipment and not have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to go out and sell an account for it. Because if you're doing good work for that general, they're going to want to work you. They're going to want to make absolutely sure that you've got as much work as you possibly can, because they want you making as much money as you can. So you come back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and also they, on that end too, at least from my perspective here, I want to set these guys up for success. So I want to do everything I can to within my power to make them successful.
Yep.
So if they come to me and say, I've added another truck, can you work it? Yeah, I can. Yeah, because part of my job as an account manager working with these subs is to set them up for success, to give them the tools they need to be successful when a snow event occurs.
Well, and something else too is I see on social media all the time. I see a picture of a property and then it says, "Hey, what would you charge for this?"
Yeah.
If you don't know what to charge, then you should absolutely come on as a subcontractor for somebody else and learn.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn the capabilities of your truck. You're going to learn the capabilities of your equipment, your crew, your personnel. You're going to learn all of that whilst working with and for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah,
you're going to learn things about levels of service, cycle times, and selection of de-icing material, and you're going to learn the whys behind some stuff. And that's all those things are incredibly important for you to be able to do your own work.
Yeah, and the more of that kind of stuff that the better you. There's two A10s right over the truck. Good Lord, that's awesome. But you're going to be better poised to grow your business than you would be if you just tried to stumble around and fumble around on your own.
Right.
And so and again, this really comes into getting with a company that is willing to invest in your company with you. Yeah. So, there's in St. Louis, there's 3 or 4 companies that are really good to their subs, and we hear, hey, I worked for XYZ company, and we know that they're probably going to be pretty good. and we want to ask, hey, why are you coming to us? I don't understand. And most often what we hear is that they want to grow their business a little bit, and they don't. Yeah, it's a Globemaster right there.
Yep.
And that the company that they were working for isn't sure they're going to have enough work for them, whatever. So they want to kind of branch out, and it's awesome. They've got good relationships with those people. We have good relationships with those people, and everybody can get along.
Yeah.
And it's because everybody's looking out for each other, and getting with a good company is going to be great. Somebody that's going to just pay you by the hour, man, I wouldn't even be interested in it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they may come in and say, yeah, I'm going to pay you $200 an hour for your plow truck. And then you work 3 hours all year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And so that's something you got to be really careful about too. Is understanding your market, where you're located, and when you're giving the general contractor when you're giving them what it is that would, money-wise, what it would take for you to come to work, you have to be really conscious about what the market is in your area. Because I've had several guys come to me and say, just that, I want $200 for my plow truck. All right, bro. Well, you got an 09 F-250 with an old Meyer plow and a Salt Dog tailgate spreader. You're not getting $200 an hour.
No.
So just, realistic expectations about what's going on in your market is important to understand. And again, just like Ken mentioned, you can demand that amount of time per hour, and that's fine. A contractor might bring you on, and then they will only use you in the most urgent of circumstances. Right.
And let me tell you something. If they're going to pay you $200 an hour, you sure as hell better show up.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to be a mercenary and then not show up, that's a problem. But yeah, no. I think that there's definitely there are definitely advantages to being a subcontractor, and I think that when we talk to companies that are kind of, I don't want to say getting started, they've been at it long enough that they're talking to us about consulting or software or something like that. They're trying to grow the business. Humility goes a long way.
It does.
And the ability to recognize that you have something to learn is a big deal. And if you come out with all the gusto and bravado that puts you in a scenario where you think you know more than everybody around you, even if you do, people around you aren't going to say things, and you're not going to learn anything.
Right.
And as you are growing your business, younger guys and gals that are out there, the ability to learn from somebody else has unmeasurable value in the future. When you can work, jump on a team of a good contracting company and learn how to manage an event, learn how to distribute material, learn best practices for infield work, learn how to train people. The companies that got to be the size that they are, they got there for a reason.
Yep.
And there's something to learn there.
We heard that this morning from the maintenance officer.
Yeah, sure did.
About how important it is to learn from somebody else all the time.
Yeah, because we were actually with Blue Angels personnel this morning.
That's right. That's where you were when I tried to call you.
Yeah, sure was.
I totally spaced that.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't tell you that I was going to be tied up this morning hanging out with Blue Angel people.
Yep, you did.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? I remembered it. I just want to ruin it for you.
Oh, thanks. see, ladies, if you're desperate. Only if you're desperate. But yeah, no. It was, but yeah, no. That's Do you want to talk about that more, Nicole? Or no, never mind.
There's
getting pictures of the
airplanes
A-10s.
coming. Yeah.
Yep.
It pains.
I didn't hear any birds. Evidently, they didn't feel like they had to shoot at anybody.
No, I don't think there's an authorized gunnery range out here. But
Man, that would have been cool, though.
What you can see of the gun sticking out there, that's just the business end of it.
Oh, it goes all the way back.
That gun goes all the way back up underneath the pilot.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably spent more time reading about those things than I probably should have.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So there was some debate at one time. The Air Force thought maybe they were going to get rid of those.
Those are Army planes, aren't they?
Nope. No, they're Air Force.
What?
Yep.
No way.
No
way.
Yep.
Is it really?
Yep. And the Army said, well, if you want to get rid of those, we'll go ahead and just
roll that in.
We'll just go ahead and roll that into our inventory, to which the Air Force said, never mind, we're keeping them.
So there's a question. the Army, the Army Air Corps used to fly all kinds of fixed wing aircraft.
Yep.
Does Army?
So the Air Force was established in 1947.
Yep.
So
and they took over the fixed wing aircraft from the Army. Is that correct?
All of it.
All of it. Was the Army retained rotary wing?
Well, yeah, the Army retained rotary wing, but it was in its absolute infancy.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe even it was at conception at that point in World War II. Although the first documented use of a rotary wing aircraft in combat was during World War II. That's worth a Google.
Nice. Okay, so the C-17 Globemaster is about to take off here. Which, if you're listening, that is a giant cargo plane.
Yep.
4 huge jet engines on. I mean, this thing is so
Turbofans.
big. Inside the tail is a staircase. So you open the hatch on the top of the tail to get to the tail beacon.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yep.
That thing is just massively huge.
Yep.
So yeah. But all right. So before although it's rolling pretty far down the runway, man. Like
it may just be back taxiing to take off the other way.
Well, but no, because it taxied in front of us before.
I know they might have changed their mind on which way they want to take off.
Has the wind changed?
Eh.
Where's it? There's a sock die. I can't see it.
It was on the top of one of these hangars.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The listeners are like, whatever, man. Just tell me why it's good to be a sub. We're done.
Yeah. Continuing on that.
Yeah. So I think we covered some pretty good topics on why it's good to be a sub. But I think for me the bottom line is if you're getting into the business, or if your business is in growth mode and you don't want to be spending time screwing around with snow, that is the very best time to be a subcontractor.
Yep.
And again, a subcontractor for a company that's going to help you, not working for a broker. If you're working for a broker, you have to already be good, because when you work for a broker, you take a ton of liability. So we'll get to the downsides of subcontracting when we talk about brokers on that one a little bit. But for now,
yeah, that
makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Good?
No, I think that was great. Good episode.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we should kind of keep going, because if this thing's going to take off, I mean, that'd be pretty sweet to hear, because I bet you that's going to be loud.
Well, it's 4 jet engines as opposed to, they're technically turbofans, but 4 jet engines.
Hang on. A turbofan? What's the difference?
Okay. So a jet engine, intake.
Yeah, nobody cares anymore. So just say something cool about airplanes. I'm just kidding. Oh, Nicole yelled at me.
Airplane. No, honestly, I didn't want to tell you anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. It's just because I've been a jerk to you. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, everybody's got to be good at something, man.
Or like, Jason, what do you do at Swinter Group? Well, I'm the whipping boy.
Man, I'm gonna let that go. The tools you have to have for that in your desk, which is incidentally behind dark black curtains nowadays.
It is.
Oh,
yep.
It looks like you're going into like a haunted house or something. It's dark, and there's these dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I had my druthers, that light wouldn't even be on.
Yeah, actually, this is pretty good. I go in there the other day and I'm like, oh, well, now that you've got your sound deadening curtains up, which is good for Jason, I reached over and I flipped the lights all the way up to as bright as they could go for Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
and I hissed.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So.
Yeah.
He is a vampire after all.
Wait, who's a vampire?
Jason.
Jason's a vampire?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how he's outside right now.
Well, that's why he wanted the sunscreen.
That's why I wanted the sunscreen, yeah.
Yep. Anyways. All right. Well, I guess.
Something.
That is a P-51,
right?
I don't know.
That is a P-51.
Ken, you should know this.
That might be an A model.
It's a C, I think.
Is it? Because if it's a 51, it's early model. That is a. I don't think so. I think it's a T30.
P38.
No, a P30. No, it's not a P30. It's a P.
The P-51 model is a C.
It's not a P-51. Go. Is it T38? One of them. Or P4? No, it's not P40. It's not. Damn it! Come on, Nicole, help. Come on.
Unless
okay.
It's the Hellcat. I'm pretty sure it's the.
What's the Hellcat? What's the alphanumeric designation?
That's a P38 or P.
A Hellcat's an F6F Grumman.
Yep, that's what it is. The F6. Yep. So that is a Hellcat. Which, incidentally, the F6 that was the first model of aircraft that the Blue Angels flew. Did you know that?
Did not.
Yep. Yep. That is absolutely what that is. You are correct.
All right. So,
yep.
Yeah. So that's it for this episode.
All right. Yep. So fine. Here we go. Little aviation knowledge. A little bit we don't know in there as well. But man, Thanks for joining us. We hope you guys are kind of digging this, the aviation stuff and not.
And you know what? You know what would be cool? Let us know if you're digging the airplane stuff in the background. 314-260-4352. That's a text or a phone number. Email us, podcast@swintergroup.com. Let us know what you think about these episodes that we're doing on location here. We would love to hear some feedback from you.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Yep. Right on. Well, talking with Swinter, I'm Ken Bogeman. That's Jason Dungan. Talented and beautiful Nicole Bogeman in the back. See ya.